recording.
oh no.
But you weren't recording.
No.
Good.
This episode is sponsored by
Killcliff.
Battle. Fit Aid.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, one day it's going to happen. It's not going to happen.
No,
Fit Aid sponsor our podcast.
we don't have a good enough
Yeah, maybe if we hit like,
Sorry.
500,000 subscribers or something.
actual cobwebs.
I think they're
gear.
they're
It's been that long.
it's only been a week. Not even. We shot last
I wasn't
Thursday.
here Monday.
We shot, when did we shoot then?
Well, that was last Monday.
Whatever,
Dude,
dude.
it's been a while.
Did that workout kill you today?
What?
Did that workout kill you today?
No, I'm just... I don't even want to talk about workout right now.
Why? Oh, okay.
Huh?
No, this is good. Why don't you want to talk about working out right now?
Just because I don't feel like I'm not doing good lately. Just not feeling good about it.
You did say that, like, even when we were squatting, you just said you didn't feel good in general.
Yeah. I don't have COVID, though. Definitely not. It's like mental.
So, what's the problem?
Dude, Little Debbie's back in my life.
Oh my goodness! I asked you that today, and Dee lied for you, didn't she? She lied.
Dee be hitting up Little Debbie.
No! Why, Dee?
Dude, she's a home wrecker. Little Debbie comes to wreck your house.
That's terrible. I knew it. I was like, Jake, you off the Little Debbie's, and you're like, yeah. And D, I was like, D, and she's like, oh yeah, he's totally. It didn't have any. And I'm like,
My mom's text was because they had to get our beds ready because we were coming in, had to shoot the wedding, and then we were going to meet at my grandparents' house. So my mom had to go get our beds ready because we weren't going to have time to buy any covers or anything because yada, yada, yada.
okay.
Well, anyways, so she goes and sets our bed up, and she's like, I know y'all are going to be upset at me, but I left Little Debbie's on your bed.
Oh my goodness.
She's like, Dale's going to be mad because, like,
Are you kidding me?
yeah, so she listens to the podcast as soon as it comes out, she listens to it. And she was like, I know you're taking a break from Little Debbie, but
Suzanne, right?
Suzanne. Oh, man.
Suzanne.
He's getting looked at.
I'm gonna make sure it's like she sees that shot too.
Oh, yeah. Dale's editing this one, so he's going to make full-on eye contact.
That's right. Shameful.
So, yeah. I'm just in a slump. I think what you were talking about with D, like you're in a year and you're kind of going through this, like, what the heck's going on?
Yep.
But on top of that, I'm not doing what I need to do in my eating habits to, like, make it work. So I'm not saying the process isn't working. It's me.
Well, it's always you.
Yeah.
I mean, like the methodology, the eating right, it all works. It's proven. You know what I mean? There's literally hundreds of thousands of people's case studies. You know what I mean? Hundreds of thousands. It works. It's can be hard to adhere at times. You know what I mean?
Priority. Like how you
Yeah.
zero in on what you're actually wanting.
Yes.
You know, so
Yeah.
And plus, us. Okay, have you ever seen the guy? It's like I don't know if it's a TikTok or on YouTube, but it's the coach. I think maybe he was for the Kansas.
City Chiefs. Yeah.
Where he's like, and his belly comes up. So in the podcast, the last time I'm looking and my shirt is creased, and every time I talk, like, move up, and I was like, oh my God.
I never noticed that.
Have you ever seen that clip though, where he's like, hut, and then like
I have.
every time he says hut,
Yeah.
it like pops up.
Pops up.
Yeah, I was doing that between him and the guy that's like diabetes. That's me right now. So I'm just
my
like,
goodness. It's not that bad, Jake.
I can get a lot better.
Okay, so there's a healthy balance of you being way too hard on yourself, and yes, you need to get your butt moving. You know what I mean? Like get your priorities back in check on that. But also being stupidly hard on yourself it's not beneficial
Well, it's not good in general.
in general.
I just feel bad. Like
Yeah.
that then leads into like how I feel about my workouts recently,
Yeah.
and goes into this, and then it like starts bogging you down.
Yeah, it's a downward spiral or a snowball effect.
Yeah.
But dude, it's like no different than like I can tell a massive difference in when I'm eating clean and when I'm not, and how I feel.
Yeah.
Perfect example. Sunday afternoon, yesterday, I'm on the couch with Hayes, and he brings a bag of Doritos over. Me and him were watching Paw Patrol or something. No, it was PJ Masks probably. And both of us start munching on Doritos at like 4 in the afternoon, 3 or 4. I felt terrible until like almost bedtime. 7:30, 8 o'clock is when I started noticing.
You felt it?
Yeah, absolutely. My stomach felt bad. I had like indigestion, like acid reflux. I mean, I felt terrible for the rest of the afternoon just from sitting around eating Doritos, watching TV.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Jake.
That's a horrible thing.
Oh, this guy. Suzanne, I thought you raised him better than this.
I'm a new podcaster.
Yeah. You want to take the call since we're here? But yeah, I mean, it plays a huge role in how you feel, without a doubt.
Yeah. Like if I don't have water, I'm like, you can definitely feel that.
It's number one.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hydration and that kind of stuff. But
for me, it's like water intake and then quality of food, especially when it comes to the carbohydrates, like what type of carbs I'm putting in my system.
Here's the thing. I don't even like the food. Like I think without, like if you take fries without salt, it tastes like junk.
Yeah, it's true.
If you take, Little Debbie powdered donut without the powdered sugar, it's gross.
Yeah.
Like there's certain key ingredients that make you like, oh yeah, I like that. But if you really strip it back, you're like, this food tastes like garbage.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where I'm at. I'm just like so tired of eating garbage.
Yeah.
But it's so like, it's like a happy medium and as far as like conveniency versus like having to cook all that food for fresh food.
Yeah.
So then it's just like, I just want to go fruit only. Like I don't want to have to freaking cook or nothing.
I mean, that's why I eat a lot of fruit because I'm a lazy cook. We already talked about that.
But it's just like, I have to remind myself. And like, that's what we were talking about this morning. To me, it's like a 51st dates thing. Like every day I wake up and I try to apply the word to renew your mind daily. Like I think that this is something that I'm going to have to start doing every day. In every aspect of my life, I need to start reminding myself what I desire for this scenario or this part of my life.
Okay.
Remind myself and write out what it takes to get that.
Yeah. So the question is, I guess for me, asking you, do you already know what those goals are?
Yeah, I have them in my head, and then they come in on some days and some days.
Yeah, so they need to be written down. That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
And then what does that process look like every morning? Like, if I'm trying to be successful, I've got to remind myself every day that every decision I make will either take me away or put me towards my goal.
Yeah. I mean, that's the difference between us and the highest quality athlete.
Yeah.
It really is. Like, don't get me wrong. They're freaks of nature on top of it. They really are. There are some people who have just worked their butts off and they've cheated a lot, but there'd be a lie to say that genetics are not involved. Yeah. You know what I mean? Usain Bolt was meant to run as fast as he runs. You know what I mean? His body was designed for it. But, okay, so what was I saying?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I lost track of thought.
Well, I was talking about like...
defining.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when you got to write them down. I mean, like if your goals are not written down, then they're just constantly changing, right? And they can't be reflected on. And then from there, it needs to be like macro, like the large picture.
Yeah.
Right? The 10,000-foot view. And then it's got to be step down, step down, step down. Step down, step down, step down. Really in probably 4 stages, really. Like one of the takeaways I've took from Ben Bergeron, he got it from somewhere else too, was like you take buckets and this is the goal, right? And for some people, let's just say it's lose 100 pounds, right?
Yeah.
That's the bucket, okay? So what do you do from there? So that's the goal. Lose 100 pounds. You write it down. That's the bucket, right? It's the 5-gallon bucket. And then so we go from there. That's the end result, what we want. And then you add rocks. And those are the big steps, right, that we need to take to get there. You add the rocks and you fill all the rocks into the bucket. And you're like, well, there's still plenty of room in the bucket, right? So the next phase is to add pebbles and fill in all the smaller holes. Mm-hmm. And then from there, it's add sand, fill in all the gaps. And when you're done with that, it's add water. And basically what that breaks down to, okay, the goal is lose 100 pounds. We want to do that in 1 year. Okay. So what do we need to do? All right. The rocks are nutrition, like changing basic nutrition and move your body, right? We're talking about taking somebody who is zero active right now at all, right? Move your body and change your nutrition, right? Go for a walk, 15 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Eat a vegetable, literally that simple. Those are the rocks. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then it's from there, like adding in the pebbles would be like, okay, we're walking now. Okay. Now we have this in our routine. Like we got those things, right? I guess the rocks would be milestones too. Like, lose this much weight in this much time. Like give yourself like markers, and then it would be smaller. So the day to day would be, okay, first the water would be every single day, go for a walk. Every single day, eat one vegetable at one of your meals. You know what I mean? And then the pebbles would be, okay, I've been walking for a month now and I've lost a few pounds and I'm eating vegetables at one meal. It's okay. When can I eliminate Cokes, right? Mm-hmm. Do you drink Coke? Okay, let's eliminate Cokes. And that's the next step. That's the pebbles. And then we're eating vegetables at 2 meals a day. Okay, we're doing fantastic. We've got that. And we're 4 months in, and we've lost 40 pounds, right? Whatever it is. That's a lot. It's definitely doable. But anyways, and then it's okay. We're figuring out that you are able to eat vegetables. You're walking for 45 minutes to an hour every single day. You're getting exercise. Okay, let's put some weight training in there. Okay, let's start lifting some weights. It's you know what I mean? It's like it's designing a plan that works for you. Right? It really is. And that's what you have to do though. You have to be able to take the bucket. And you have to be able to go to, what do I need to do today? What do I need to be able to do in a month? What do I need to be able to do in 3 months, 6 months? And then that year mark, we're at the bucket, the goal, the main goal. And that's what you have to be able to break it down to, man.
Yeah. And then, like I said, about reminding myself is like every day having to get up and do that.
Well, I think that's what I'm saying. So like if you can get the simple thing and just change one thing. That's what I'm saying. It starts off with eat a vegetable, go for a 15-minute walk, right? You're way doing better than that, except for when little Debbie takes over. But you're exercising right now on average 4 days a week, probably because of travel.
Not as much recently, but
not as much recently. Yeah, but usually around 4 days a week.
Yeah,
maybe more depending on the week.
But then, like even with me, like CrossFit's across the board. Like my goals, like I know it's probably like trying to eat the whole elephant at one time, but at the same time, I want to be physically, financially, spiritually.
Oh, yeah.
And be reminding myself, because I don't want to put all my eggs in this one basket and that's the priority in my life. And then I lose on my spiritual side, or I lose over here as a father, or, whatever. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a life change thing that I'm like, I feel like the desire is coming in my heart to like be good at everything. And I know that sounds so weird, but it's like, I want to be physically and healthy, right? And I want to be financially set up for the future for my family. And I want to be spiritually set up so that I can be the person I need to be. Like, it's a whole life thing.
Yeah, I think
So I know it's a lot. Like, that's where I think the heaviness of my goals come into play, is because it's like, I'm not just trying to reach 20 pounds down.
Yeah.
Because I could invest all my time in there, but I'm failing on the other sides. And so I see all of this, and it's weird. I saw a little picture the other day. It says, like, the more you know, the more you know about a situation, the more like stressed out you are about it.
Sure.
So it's like the more that you kind of like look at your life and you're like, I'm kind of failing everywhere, it kind of like starts to pile on you. You know what I mean? So I guess I'm trying to shift out of that into reminding myself every day, because I can go great for 3 days.
Yeah.
But then something happens and the decision I make changes it, and this and that. And then before you know it, you're off track again. I'm just talking personally. I have to do this. Like, I need to do this every day.
Yeah.
I need to renew my mind every morning.
It has to be small though, right? You know what the bucket is. You want to be financially stable. You want to be healthy, and you want your spiritual life to be on order, right?
Yeah.
That's the bucket. You know what I mean? And really, they're never ending. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
They never the bucket gets bigger as you develop. But not to like go too far in advance. But it really comes down to, okay, Jake, you want to be spiritually in check? Did you read your Bible this morning or today at all? Right?
Yeah.
It really, and it could be a 15-minute walk, could be 5 minutes in the Word. You know what I mean? 5 minutes on your 10 minutes a day.
Yeah.
That's
Then you got to go back to like, what is that process? Like, what is the main priority?
Yeah.
Spiritually, to me,
Is number one.
because like that all filters down. I think if you're spiritually getting changed, then you're going to change in your health. You're going to change because you're going to start seeing that you need self-control.
Yeah.
You need these things spiritually that are going to affect your life. But if you chase physical and your spiritual dies, you're not winning at all.
It's really funny because I've always viewed it differently. It flip-flops for me. The more disciplined I am in my physical life, the easier it is for me to be disciplined in my spiritual life. Does that make sense? It just is.
You feel that way right now, though? Like you feel like spiritually you're where you want to be?
Oh, no, not where I want to be.
Like where can you improve at? Like,
yeah.
I know it's across the board for all of us, but like to me, I look at my life, I'm like, I could be the fittest person in the world, but if I don't have the relationship that I want with God, then I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
It's a complete loss to me. Because if you die, you die. Your body's done.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the Bible even talks about like you need to be spiritually fit and physically fit.
Yeah.
Even there's a scripture that talks about both of them.
Yeah. And
training your body in both ways.
Don't misunderstand that I'm saying physically fit is more important.
No.
What I'm saying is for me, it's easier whenever I'm physically disciplined, it's easier for me to be spiritually disciplined.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it's hard being physically disciplined. Taming the flesh is tough. Like that's
all of it.
Where it is.
It's hard.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's tough to tame the flesh because you don't want to do anything. I don't want to get up and go work out.
That's super weird. Like for me, I enjoy it.
So what do you hate? Yeah. What do you hate to do that?
I already told you I don't like cooking.
Cooking, okay. So
I don't like cooking.
But I'm saying like for me I don't know. It's tough. You have a love for working out. Obviously, it's what you do. Like it's a profession. You know, it's a lifestyle. You know.
Yeah, I
so,
do.
I mean, I'm sure it's easy. Like if it was like fishing was a problem, then you know.
Yeah.
Like of course you're gonna want to do it all the time. But your flesh likes to work out, so you're just feeding your flesh all the time.
Oh my goodness!
And I'm trying to get you to take breaks away from this.
Is that what we're doing here?
No, I'm just.
You've got a problem.
Have you met my girl Debbie?
She can help you out.
Maybe Debbie could like calm you down a little bit.
Yeah. Oh man. Yes, I do see what you're saying, 100%. But for me, the physical discipline translates into the spiritual discipline.
Yeah.
Where could I improve? Man, like I don't spend enough. I do most of my Bible reading and praying with my kids, to be honest.
Yeah.
Which is a great thing. But that means I'm not getting enough one-on-one time. You know, I realize that.
Yeah.
So something I need to work on, without a doubt.
Yeah. Something I try to think about is like when Moses was like leading the people, he would always like go off on his own.
Yeah.
And because I think that in leadership in general, for us, our families, everything, there's something very special that happens in that silent, quiet, or not, I wouldn't say silent, quiet, but that intimate time with God, because then it filters down to you and then you filter out to your family or leadership that you're in.
Silent quiet was a good way to put it.
Like, it depends on what if you're talking to God or if you're just trying to listen to him.
No, silent and quiet away from distraction is what I mean.
Sure.
Like even like music playing, like a lot of people listen to worship music and stuff when they pray and stuff. Like doesn't
then you start worshiping.
Exactly.
You know,
like I'll start singing the songs and thinking about the lyrics or the music that's playing, and it defeats the purpose for me. It really does. Yeah. So I'm like, I would rather it be completely quiet.
Yeah. When you talk to God, like, what is it like? Let's say, I mean, you drive. I mean, like, are you walking? What are you doing? And then, like, what is that conversation?
As simple as you can possibly imagine.
Yeah.
I really I don't think of it as a weird, awkward thing. Like when especially because I would say that I pray when I drive like all the time.
Yeah.
It's like time away from other people.
What is pray though? Is pray like conversation with God?
Conversation with God. Yeah.
I'm just trying to clarify.
Yeah. Literally, it's like I'm on my way to the gym or to the grocery store, and it's like, man, God, today, like, I didn't like the way that I reacted in this situation. Like, help my heart to be a better person. You know what I mean, or whatever it was. And it's just a conversation like, I don't like that about myself. I need you to help me. This is not right. What can we do to fix that? Stuff like that. Real simple things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite part about driving. If I'm by myself, then that's what I'm doing. I'm talking.
Yeah.
But then you find out you don't drive alone enough,
Yeah.
I think that if you're talking to the Lord and you're like, man, I miss hanging out with you. You know what I mean? Like, I miss this. And it's not a one-sided conversation, I don't believe. I think that, I know I can hear him speak back to me.
Yeah.
It's not like this audible, like, Jacob. But it's like he brings word.
But if it was tomorrow,
cool.
yeah, it'd be cool.
But it would, he brings his word in and he tries to mold your heart right then.
Yeah.
But it's hard. A lot of times he can't talk if you haven't placed that word in your heart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you kind of muzzle, and this is like kind of one of the goals I need to set up. Like, if you want to have better language with God, then you need to put word in your heart, hide it in your heart. And then how the Lord speaks with me is like, I'll say, hey, I'm struggling in these areas or this or that. And then the Bible says the Holy Spirit brings back to your remembrance the word.
The word, yeah.
Because that's his voice. And it's the same today, yesterday, and forever. Like, he's going to speak to you through that. So if you haven't been reading your word and you go to talk to God, it gets a little quiet on his side. Because you're like, okay, what does this mean? And he can't bring to remembrance things that you should be knowing.
Yeah.
So it's like, I have to be better at that as well. Like, I want to read as much word as I can, because then I give God his voice. Yeah. And he can talk to you without you ever reading your Bible. But it comes in like parables, and it comes in things that are like in your life right then. Yep. He can talk, but it's a lot better when you can talk his lingo with him. Yeah. So.
Yeah, if you don't say thee and thou, God's not talking to you.
If you're not talking King James,
it's not going to happen.
He's way more educated than
you. He's not going to talk to you. You better get it right.
Man, that's crazy.
That's a joke, by the way.
It is a very big joke. God does not talk like that. And if he does, it's kind of weird. I'd be like, God, why are you talking like that?
He probably, he sent Jesus to the Middle East, so he probably speaks Arabic fluently.
Yeah, we probably don't even understand him anyways.
Oh, man. Hebrew, Hebrew, Arabic, all of it. Anyways.
But, I just want to be better. Like, I know this is our podcast, but when I really sit and I get quiet and I start thinking about myself, I'm like, these are milestones, like things that I've done in life or whatever, but it really doesn't feel like it's valuable to me unless it's pursuing God, and then everything filters underneath that.
For sure. It is the number one priority.
Like, I don't even like to go have fun or go like fishing or hunting or something like that. Like, it's a lot of fun. But then if I'm out there and I don't feel like I'm spiritually right with God, then I'm like, what am I really doing here? What is my calling really? Is it to be here and just do this random stuff all the time and then wake up one day and look back and, man, I regret my life? Yeah. And so I'm like, maybe this is just new stuff that God just like bringing up in my life, but it's like, I just don't want to look back. Like, I'm 31 years old and I'm like, what have I really done for the kingdom of God? Yeah. Was all this time, it was fun fishing, doing this and that, and, taking pictures every weekend. Yeah. Like, that was my life. But what did I do to further the kingdom of God? Mm-hmm. And that's where my goals get shook all apart. It's like,
such a hard subject, because it's like this question of knowing the will of God for your life. Like, what is God's will for my life? And there's been plenty of times that has changed what I thought about that. My answer has changed so many times. You know what I mean? And where I'm currently at, God is moving where I'm at. Like, he's like, you love to do this, right? And I guess the reason why I feel that way right now, because I don't feel like there's the doors aren't being slammed in my face kind of thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, God, he's like, you love to do this. Let's use this avenue to further the kingdom. Yeah. You know what I mean? And how many times have we talked about it? Yeah. I want people to know that I care about them before they care about they know. And then we have conversations that are deep. Yeah. You know what I mean? We can have conversations about life. And if it trickles into God, I'm like, sweet. You know what I mean? But it's the door that it opens through this place here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I like to think that God knows your heart. He knows what you like to do, and he wants to use those things for you to be able to reach people. On the other hand, I know that like plenty of times there's plenty of times people are called to do things that like, man, I really don't want to do this. You think Jesus didn't want to die on the cross? He talks about it. You know what I mean? Like, God, take this away from me. You know what I mean? So it's like, I also know there's that side of it too. And like, so I worry sometimes that I get so comfortable with where I'm at and with what I'm doing that I'm not. I
think that's what I'm going through.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
I just
really
want to be honest. Like I think that's what I'm going through. I just think I'm just like, I feel like there's more that I can, not that I personally can do, but I feel like God's wanting something from me.
Yeah,
He's wanting more from me, and I don't know where it's at or where it's located at. I know that I've always wanted to preach. I've always wanted to be, I want to be a voice for God. Yeah. I really do. And I want that intimate relationship with him. And I think that's where it boils down to is maybe I'm just missing him. Maybe I'm just missing the intimacy and the deep, deep conversations with God. It's not that I'm not having that stuff, but it's like, it's kind of like what we talked about with D. Like there's I love God, and then I'm in love with God. I'm in love with the righteousness that he brings. I'm in love with the way that he does things. And maybe I'm just starving for that more relationship with him. Because I think that you have to really open up. Like, I don't want to be God is over here and Jake is over here. Like, I want to have this relationship with God where we understand each other. Yeah. You know what I mean? I guess it's just like, it's over time, but it's also something that you crave, and you're pulled by the Spirit to have a relationship with him. And if you're allowing yourself to like go into that deeper relationship with God, that's where I'm at. Like, that's the head of it. Underneath that is, I don't have self-control in my eating. This is a problem to me. If I feel like I don't have the control over my eating, which I do. You can make yourself have control, but self-control over eating, if I'm eating stuff I don't want to eat, like I told you about the scripture, I'm doing the things that I don't want to do. Yeah. But I'm doing them. But who's my advocate? Like he goes on and tells, like, Jesus is the one that saves you from this. Maybe this is just the struggle of flesh that we have, that in my mind, I see myself perfected in God. Yeah. And this is the reality. Right now, I'm fighting this flesh to get to that relationship that I want with God, because it's a wedge between you and him. This flesh is like, it's a problem.
It is the problem.
It's the problem, but it's frustrating because you just want to get rid of that. Like if you're looking at yourself, you're like, I want to be XYZ as a father. You wish you could snap your fingers and done. But it doesn't work that way. Yeah. You have to fight this all the time.
It's so weird. Like, and I don't know if like the best word to use is covet, but there's like things that you see in other people's lives and you're like, man, they have this quality that I don't have. You know what I mean? I wish it was natural for me. And maybe it's not natural for them. Maybe they developed it. We don't know. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know the answer to that. But I guarantee you that I've looked at things in your life and like you love marriage, you love the topic of marriage, right? I'm like, I wish I had that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then I had this conversation with Nikki and I'm like, I'm not built, like I wasn't born with that attribute. You know what I mean? Like it was something you were like, you clung to. It came like real naturally to you. It seems. You know what I mean? It's like ingrained in you to love the subject of marriage and stuff like that. I'm like, that's not who I am. And that I'm like, why was I not born with that? You know what I mean? I'm like, that's not fair. You know what I mean?
Well, you pushed harder through a workout, so I'm just like.
I mean, sometimes, Jake, honestly, I wish I had your desire to be better at marriage than I had to be better at working out. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like, it's so strange to me how God made us so individually different. Yeah. Which is awesome. But at the same time, it's like, man. Something. It would be nice if like you had like the ability to like, a little more of this over here. Yeah. And I could do, if it was on like you have so many points, you know, you have 20 points to spend across the board. Mm-hmm. Oh, like a video. Like a video. Yeah. You're great. But you know what I mean? Like, relationship building with your spouse. Let's put that at 9.5 out of 10, or whatever, and we'll bring down the one that says argumentative. or whatever. Oh,
It's so hard when they
it's
give
the
you
opposite
20
for me.
points.
It's argumentative, and I'm just kidding.
They give you those 20 points. It gets really hard.
But that's the way it is for us in life. Let's be realistic.
Yeah. But what did you do anytime they were like, it was like a free mode? It's like
Everything to
all
the
way
top.
up.
Yeah.
Because I think our desire is we
Yeah.
want to be good
all
the way
across the board. Yeah.
But maybe that's what it is God, he places something in your heart. Like, I need to be better self-control and be able to work out stronger and desire that stuff.
Yes and no.
You don't, I mean, what trait do you not like that trait about yourself, that you can push hard in a workout? You don't have like a huge quitting mentality, like all of that stuff.
Bro, it's there every day.
But what? You overcome it. You have a trait to overcome it.
It's there. Yeah, maybe so. But I think that's developed too. That's like what I'm saying. Like,
You just think it's over time.
Over time, yeah. So I know that we can all get better at things. You know what I mean? I hope that I'm like slowly putting attributes like points into my marriage. You know what I mean? That's my goal.
Yeah,
you know,
for
like,
sure.
To build that attribute, because I'm not like, it's not my forte like you. You know what I mean? Like from the outside looking in, like you're looking at you and D, you have a great relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I want looking at you guys, I'm like, I want my relationship to be better, right? You know what I mean? It's a good picture of what I think a marriage should be. Now, every relationship is different. I don't think it's going to be exactly like yours. But it makes me want to be better, you know? So my goal is to make my marriage better, you know?
Yeah.
But
it's vice versa. It's the same up here. Like, we look at you and we're like, man, we want to be better at what we're doing. You know, I want to be, like I said, mentally stronger in a gym. Yeah. I need to be.
Yeah.
And you mess with me every morning. Like, you know, it's like, I don't want to do that. Like, I'll just do it your way it is. Like, I just want to hang with you.
You did it to me last week. Let's be honest.
I did.
Yeah.
And I wasn't, you know, those times I don't think about it. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
So I've just got to my consistency is not as much as you. Like, some days I'm in here, I'm ready to go, and some days I'm down. And so it's like, I just got to figure that out. You know, what is my goal? My goal is to be under 200. Like, I want to be under 200.
You're like 220 probably right now?
I'm probably, nah.
You don't know.
No, there's no way. Probably higher than that. But it's like, that's my goal.
Okay.
But then that's what I'm saying every morning. Like, I know there's like the eating part of it.
Super
I just need to
simple.
remind myself, like, this is what you want. Before I go talk to little Debbie, I need to tell her, like, this is what I actually want. I don't want to eat you.
Yeah.
You know, but I do want this.
So
I feel good. Like, I don't feel good about myself right now. But at 200, I'll feel better about myself.
Yeah.
And I try to tell Dee too, because Dee's been going through this process of like losing weight, everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But she gets these days, she's like, I don't look good. I'm like, yeah, but you're this many pounds from where you were. Yeah. You're way better off now. Like, that's where I have to like build her up, because you get to a point and then you look at somebody else and you're like, well, look at them. Yeah. And it's like, no, you can't do that. Look at your
progress.
Picture.
Yeah.
Is insane.
Yeah.
Like, you got to see that you're pushing harder. And so it affects her. Like, her personality kind of shuts down on days where she might go up a couple pounds. She's like, oh man, like, and just like goes down. We've got to be better about that.
Yeah.
You know, you can't let that mess me up.
Yeah.
And that's where it's at right now, is like, I feel depressed because of this is the way I look, or this is how I feel. That's not healthy. And I've got to change that part of my life.
All right. So full disclosure, I've been on like the Doritos was no joke. I've been like on a Dorito kick lately.
Doritos are good.
You're telling
They're
me.
horrible for your body.
Yeah, they are. And like, I'll sit down with me and Hayes watching TV, and me and him will start munching on a bag of Doritos, and they'll disappear real quick. Grocery shopping last night. Guess what?
You buy Doritos.
I did not buy Doritos for that reason. I'm dead serious.
Hayes is going to be mad at you. That was y'all's time, man.
We're going to have no quality time now, Dad.
I'm going to eat Doritos with you now, so then 20 years from now when I'm dead from a heart attack.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
But that was the decision, right? Yeah. That's like been my go-to lately. Like for like Doritos. Yeah. Dude,
I'm not going to lie. Doritos and a Pepsi. Whew.
Pepsi, you drink that garbage?
With Doritos? God.
Oh no,
Dude,
we got bigger issues to deal with here, Jake.
Doritos and no, you've never had like Pepsi and like a pepperoni pizza. Like, that's how you mix them is good.
I haven't had. I can't remember the last time I had like an actual Coke or soda.
Coke?
Coke or soda of any type.
Oh, that's boring.
Is it though?
No.
Of all the things that like, okay, so one of the first things I learned about like losing weight and like goals was like quit drinking calories.
Yeah.
You know what
It's
I
a
mean?
lot. Sugar, there's a lot of sugar in
Yeah. So just
bad.
quit drinking calories. That was like
And
number one.
again, it tastes like crap, but you just get, you're addicted to that.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's those sugars that they put in that stuff is an addiction. Like it's there to get you addicted
For sure.
because you just find yourself drinking another one. It's like,
Yeah.
but it's a hidden enemy. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like my self-control towards food, I'm fighting a battle that I'm actually addicted to these sugars. Like I actually have this issue.
Yeah. So I think let's do something. Let's do like a little run through real quick of all your goals. And let's set some very, very, very easy goals to achieve.
Yeah, I want to do that.
I think it's easy. So the goals are better in your spiritual life,
For sure.
better in your financial life,
Yeah.
better in your physical
Physical
health. Yeah, your physical health.
Yeah. And that's probably the main three. And I think everything kind of filters under that. I
Okay.
don't want to talk about fathers and being a parent
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
but that definitely is one of them. But I think those main three
Okay.
are big.
So let's go spiritual first.
Yeah.
Where are you at right now? Like
As far as what I'm
time.
doing.
Like the answer is time.
Yeah,
have to
it's got to be
invest
time. I got to get back in my word deeper in my word for sure. I'm not really reading a lot of word right now,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I need to read my word. Yeah, and just the intimacy side of it, like that time. So when does that happen?
When does that happen?
Yeah,
No, the answer.
I know. That's what I'm
asking
It's
you.
probably early in the morning.
It's gonna have to be
It's
early in the
normally
morning.
Early
Yeah.
in the morning.
It's gonna have to be. So what time do you get the girls up?
Uh,
Do you wake them up, or do they wake up on their own?
I got an alarm, but I'll go wake them up. Then I usually get back in bed.
Okay, so
But
no
yeah.
more getting back in bed, right?
I know. So yeah, but even with that, like I think it would have to be before then.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like anything else. Like getting to the gym, that's the hard part. When you're working out, it's fine.
Yeah.
When you're getting up to go pray, like a lot of times you're just like, I want to sleep a little
That's what I'm saying. But if you're already getting up and you've been getting back in bed,
Yeah.
what's 15 minutes?
Yeah, for sure. But like I'm the type that's like I want an hour with the Lord. Like that's probably unrealistic.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I
Remember
need to
we
start
talked
little,
about
start
we started
little.
talking about the daily,
Yeah.
pouring the water in,
Mm-hmm.
right at the end of the bucket. You filled it up with all these big things, smaller, and down to, dude, you can still put water in this bucket, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So should we start off small?
Yes.
Just to get the flow.
You
and the
have
habit
to
going.
develop the habit.
Yeah.
We already know that. In everything we do, it has to be a habit, right?
Right.
So how do we do that?
So spiritually, we wake up in the morning and we start at what? 15 minutes, we'll say.
15 minutes
Okay.
between praying and reading,
Sure.
hand in hand, kind of.
Which I think it needs to be way longer than that, but
No, I agree.
he deserves more than that.
I agree 100%, but that's not what we're doing.
Right.
Here.
We're trying
We're
to build
creating
something.
the daily habit.
Right. And this is what I need because I am the type person that tries to bite all of it off at once and I
Yes.
can go for about a week or two
And then you
and
fail.
I fail.
Yeah.
So I have to really it's better to create the habit.
One thing.
What?
One thing. Just change one thing.
Okay. I thought
Right.
you were
That's what we're
saying
trying to do right
you had
now.
Something to say about
Something small. We have to change one thing.
Yeah. So right now we're waking up 15 minutes in the Word, and that's not my ultimate goal, but that is something that I have to do to start creating the habit.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what? I mean, I talked about writing down my goals and like the reminder reading. So maybe should I read those after that? Or is that the first thing I read?
Goal reminders. No, I think you need, so the goals are, or you already know, physical health, financial health, spiritual health, right? That's what we're trying to achieve. Those are the goals. You need to read.
My goal descriptions before each one of those times that I do that.
Exactly.
So like before
It needs to be-
I pray, this is what I'm trying to get in my life.
Yeah.
This is why I'm doing this.
Yeah,
I need to
exactly.
tell myself why.
That's why. That's what I'm saying. So we need to break it down even smaller. We know the bucket, right? Now the rocks are this. The rocks might be, I want to be writing a devotional, to share with the gym.
Okay.
Boom.
So it's
in 6
the
months.
rocks are an action
It can be action or like a
or a statement.
like
both.
They could be a statement. They could be an action. They could just be like achieving like a smaller goal to your step. You know what I mean? And it just trickles down, right? So the goal is, okay, you want to know how to reach more people too, because that's what you talked about. You want to preach. You want to be a pastor. I've already told you have a pastor's heart, and you're like, dude, don't. And you're like over here, I want to be a pastor and preach. I'm like,
I didn't say I want to be a pastor.
I'm like, this guy
I want to preach and teach. That's not a pastor.
Okay.
Not all the time. Pastor to me is
Okay,
a
like
physical building, physical people.
Okay, fair enough.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe you tell me, Dale, what am I?
I've lost track.
I'm everything. Try to
Yeah. So, okay, maybe in 6 months, you're like, or 3 months, whatever it is, like, dude, I need to be writing a weekly devotional to share with people.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's what it has to be.
No, but that's good. Like, what would it be? Like shoot a Facebook Live or shoot?
Could be
a
Facebook
video
like,
about
or it could be a blog style.
Okay.
You know, just write something, post it.
I'm just trying to get ideas. Like,
Yeah, he's like, literally, I need you to tell me what to do right now.
no, I'm just
No,
like, I'm trying to figure out like how I'm going to lay this out because if I would like to challenge us both. I mean, my goals would probably be different. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm already thinking like for me, personal time, it's probably going to start off with 5 minutes. Seriously.
Yeah. So either way, but as long as we're like today and our listeners and us, if we want to start moving towards this, can we all start setting up just 3 goals today? Like
that's what I'm saying. That's what we're doing.
I know, but I'm saying as our listeners too, like make it like kind of a challenge type thing. Like let's
Suzanne. Get some goals. Let's go. Yeah. Get your Bible 15 minutes and pray 15 minutes a day.
She's probably like, I'm already.
Yeah, she's already doing that. She got it down.
So.
But no, it's true. Like for me, it's probably going to be like, I'm probably going to start at 5 because I do evening times with the kids right now, but I don't do any, like my personal time is like limited. I pray on my own all the time, but I don't read the word on my own.
Yeah.
Like rarely. You know what I mean? And so it's going to probably start off with like 5 minutes.
Doesn't that suck to say that? Like, doesn't it feel bad? Like when I said it earlier, I'm just like, God.
Such a loser. Such a pathetic loser.
I know. I'm just like, when I say that and then I'm like, well, let's see. How much time can I give the Lord? Like, it's like, what am I doing? Like,
but dude,
I don't like that. But
I understand.
Anything is better than nothing.
Exactly.
5 minutes is better than me just going through my day being like, man, I just want to have a better relationship with the Lord, and I'm not having a relationship.
No lie. I was yesterday, I was thinking like back to the week.
Yeah.
Like through the week, yesterday in church, I was like thinking back through the week, and I was like, goodness, an entire week went by. This is embarrassing. An entire week went by, and I spent 0 personal time of just me.
Yeah.
Like with God. I was like, whew, that hurt. You know what I mean? I was like, ouch. It hurts to say right now. It goes
back to what I was saying like the other week. Like whenever he comes back for you, like, are we really preparing ourselves right?
Yeah.
You know, because like could you imagine if you were engaged to, your wife beforehand? Text message probably weren't even a thing back then.
Barely. Yeah.
So she's texting you all week and you never respond. Like, how well is that going to go over next Sunday? Like, it's not. So, like, if we take our relationship with God, that we're actually engaged with Him, that we need to have like this plan with Him, that we're waiting for us to come back to Him and then us have this magical, awesome wedding together.
Yeah.
If you actually put yourself in that mood, like, dude, as soon as they get the ring on their finger, girls, they are going crazy for 1.5 years out every day, planning this, Pinterest boards, this, that. Like they are going absolutely crazy. And then it's like, why does a man on earth deserve that kind of attention when
it's not the man, it's her wedding?
Yeah, it's her wedding. That's right. Probably
Let's be honest.
That's probably a little true. But it's at the same time, it's like this whole process, like they're so excited about it, and then we're like, we get blinded, and I think the enemy comes in and he kind of like, we fill our lives up with stuff, and then we get blinded and we kind of go into this sleep away from what God is actually wanting to do for you, is that He's ready to celebrate this magical moment with you for eternity. Like it sets eternity off right then. Well, we talked about like eternity starting back whenever you actually like, you know what I'm talking about, but whatever you said eternity starts like as soon as you like,
the day you accept Christ.
Yeah. So like,
I thought about that statement. Sorry to distract you.
No, you're fine.
I was like, that's not true. I mean, eternity exists no matter what. I mean, eternity in Christ, you have an eternal life. Eternity exists regardless if you're going to hell or not, or heaven or hell. It still exists.
Maybe your eternal relationship with God.
Yeah, and that's what I was like. yes, when I thought back to that statement, I was like, ooh, man, there's a lot of people like, oh yeah, that's fantastic. I'm like, bro, but if you're going to hell, that's not.
Colby was like, yes, I knew it. He knew it. That was the day.
It's like, no high fives for you, buddy. Anyways, sorry to distract.
No, it's true. So like, at least you covered up on it. Like you say something and you're like, I know what you're trying to get across, you know.
But it is true. Your life of eternity with Christ begins the day you accept Him. So, anyways.
Like you check yourself throughout the week and you're like, I'm not giving him what he deserves.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, will he ever get what he deserves from me?
Probably not.
That's why he had to do it himself. You know, like he had to come because there's this thing that keeps us from that. But it's like, even with David, like he was out there, he was playing his harp, like he's worshiping God, and that's who God put leadership into. Mm-hmm. And it's like, so that's where that intimacy with God is so important for everything that I'm trying to achieve in every one of my goals. So that's why, to me, that's the head of it. And it's because I can't be financially set and happy if I chase money and I don't have a relationship with God.
All right, so let's move on to that.
Yeah, so we got the spiritual one. Yeah. Obviously, that needs to be ironed out a little bit more, but anything is better than nothing.
Yes. Start there.
And it's a step. I'm walking towards him, and then he's gonna come towards me. So we're gonna have a better relationship.
Yep.
And I think about it with your kids. Like every time you look at your relationship with God, think about you and your kids. Like, what if you just never talked to your kids, or what if they never came and talked to you? Like,
I don't talk to them.
You'd be completely fine with it. like please, Cody,
please go away. I'm kidding.
Oh my God. He's like in the corner like that. But it's like, you know, if you really check yourself as a father, you're like, that's not the relationship I want with my kid. And then you have to go in depth of all this stuff. And you might think about it today, but tomorrow you wake up and the day just moves on. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm tired of this cycle of setting these goals in my heart and my mind and knowing, hey, I need to do this. So then every day forgetting about it.
Yeah. So it's the alarm, and the alarm needs to say, get in the word, or whatever, devotion time or God time or something, so that you have a physical reminder. The alarm goes off, you pick up the phone to press stop, and it says it right there on the screen. You know what I mean? That's the only way, man. You have to develop the habit. We know that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to financial.
I don't know. You help me out.
I mean,
you're better financially, I think, than me. Dale, come on. You have some.
Well, maybe
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, I'm feeling like in the same boat right now. Like here, this place has to grow. Okay. Yeah. And not just in members. Yes, it has to grow members. I need to figure out how to get more members in the door. Right.
Yeah.
I feel like once I get them here, I've got them for the most part. You know, we do lose people. Don't get me wrong. But most people, when they come try a workout out, they're sold. Yeah. Most people. It's just getting them to walk through the door. I've got to figure that step out. How do I get more people to get past the fact of intimidation and the fear of seeing what we do, and like for whatever reason, like having these assumptions that we're trying to kill you or it's going to hurt so bad that you won't be able to function for the next, you know what I mean? It's just it's craziness, really.
Yeah.
That fear to me is like this. I mean, I've felt it before too, so I understand it. I mean, now I don't. You know, there's no workout that I walk into and I'm like, oh, I can't do this. You know what I mean? I know it's gonna.
That's the part. It's gonna suck.
I know it's gonna suck, and that's okay. Like I'm like, but there's never a workout that I'm like, I can't do it. It's always okay. How bad is it? Am I going to suffer to get this done? Yeah. You know, and that's okay. I'm at the point now where it doesn't really bother me.
Yeah.
I just know it's going to be hard. Hard is okay. Getting people to understand that is like, I don't know the step yet.
Yeah.
I really don't. I know how to make more money here, like in certain ways, like, you know what I mean?
But like, what's your process to becoming financially better? Like, what do you, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What would you do? Like a payment comes in right now. What does your mind think? How much money do I actually have? Or, you know, kind of walk me through this step. You get $100, right? Let's say $1,000. Boom. What do you do with it?
I go out to eat.
Go eat steak.
Yeah. We're having steak tonight, baby.
I do that too.
I have been way better at this than at other times in my life, for sure.
You've been better in other times of your life than right now? Or
at what I was doing with all my finances.
Okay.
Yeah. Because like right now, I feel like I'm like floating around. Like it's kind of like, woo, we're making it happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
just kind of like very, very like even keel. Nothing crazy happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think in building it was different because there was money fluctuates a whole lot more because you're getting large sums of money in and out, right? And so I set up some steps to help me save money when I was doing that. Every single dollar that came in, I took 1% of it. So 1 penny of every dollar that came in, and I put it in a separate savings account.
Yeah.
So if I'm building a house for $400,000, right, 1% of that total cost would just go into a separate savings account.
Yeah.
Everything that trickled through, every single payment. Like we're doing a framing package, and the money comes in from the framing package. 1% went into a separate savings account.
Yeah.
It was a great way to save money and go, whoa, I didn't realize I saved that much money. Because it's like, what's 1%? It's 1 penny of every dollar. You don't miss it. I'm telling you right now.
Something to start.
That's it. 1 penny. 1%.
1%.
It really is a great way to save money and not even realize you're saving it. I'm dead serious. So every time you get a payment, let's say you book a new client for XYZ number, 1% of it, separate savings account. And it may be $5. And you're like, really? $5?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But a year later, you look at it, you're like, holy smokes. You know what I mean? It adds up way faster than you think if you stay disciplined on it.
Did you do Profit First too? Did you ever read that book?
I did not read that book. I understand.
It's a good one.
I understand the concept.
But I didn't know if you did that, did you do percentages and stuff like that? Or I mean, obviously the 1%, but like, did you have other accounts that you're like, this is what this is for, this is what this is for, and then you have like a take home from that, or?
So I paid myself a salary, and then if we had cap at the end of the year, we'd take something.
Like a bonus or something?
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So right now, what happens? You do the same thing with payments?
Well, now it's totally different now because it's more set, right? Before it would fluctuate so much. I mean, I took home the same amount every single week. I just paid myself a salary, but that savings fluctuated a lot, depending on how much gross we were bringing in, Now it's way more set. We take out so much, pay tithes, right, set aside. So it's like, it's way more structured now.
Is it easier to budget now? Do you budget right now?
Yeah, but it's the same as we still budgeted before the same way. Does that make sense?
So you have like a certain salary or whatever.
A salary from the gym.
Trying to match that and you're taking pay cuts. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is this too personal? I don't know.
Yeah. A little bit, but it's okay.
I'm just trying to like grasp, like, did you change your plan of attack financially, losing obviously, or not losing, but just not building homes right now?
Yes.
So like you change, does your budget drop? Does it change? How do you shift financially when something happens?
I felt, even though it fluctuated a lot more in building, you constantly have like cash revenue flowing, right? So I felt way more like secure about income at times, you know what I mean? Because, we'd have X, Y, 3, 4, 5 houses going at once. You constantly have turnover of cash, right? So you're seeing turnover of cash. I mean, obviously it's allotted for things to build the house and stuff like that. But you feel like, okay, this money is there to cover these things. And for me, I felt more at ease. You know what I mean? Like now it's like, dude, I lose one member here. It's a big deal to me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like right now we are right on almost like even. Like, yes, we pay the bills here. Everybody's getting paid. We're okay. But it's like a lot closer than I want it to be. So the question is for me, I've got to figure out how to take it up that little. I mean, all it really is like
10 members.
10 members is a massive difference, financially around here. And it's not so much that like it doesn't change anything for me personally. Yeah, it just opens up freedom. Growing it. It starts growing. It grows some things for the gym. Yeah, and I've got to figure that out. Currently, I don't know the answer to that.
It's probably your media team. God,
media team's been slacking.
I gotta get
you got like 3, 4 videos sitting at your house right now.
God, but when we shot it, realistically, I was like, shoot a wedding out of town. Like,
so. You've been busy. I mean, they're pretty much they're almost done, right? Oh
no. The format of how the film
is exactly done, it's laid
It'll
out.
just be plug and go now. It really shouldn't take that long.
Yeah. The first one was done, though, right? Because you sent it to me.
Yeah, I need to tweak it, like what we talked about, but that's it.
Little minor things. Okay.
Yeah, so that's we kind of talked about.
Well, financially, we didn't really like for you, like for me, it's I know I need 10 members really right now.
But I guess my deal is like not what my goal is, like how to get money. It's how to like keep money or organize money or plan for success. Like I talked to you about like life insurance and stuff that like as a let's just talk about like as a sole proprietor business or your own business. How do you set yourself up if you don't have a company doing that for you? You know what I mean? Like, what are the key things you need as a business owner to have? Life insurance? I mean, you know, what do you, that's kind of what I was talking about.
Yeah. Like, so we do term life insurance. It's like a 30-year term. It's really not like crazy expensive versus life insurance. Okay. So life insurance is like usually costs it's a lot more to get. And the thing about the life insurance is like you can actually, I think you can, after so many years, you can cash it out or something like that too. It's been a while since I've looked at it, but it costs a lot more. Term is like way simpler because you pay less and it's like a designated amount of time. Like mine's 30-year term insurance.
Does that hurt you if you get to the end of 30 years and then maybe you're not as healthy as you were and then it like jacks you up?
Could be. Yeah. Hopefully the goal is hopefully to be so financially secure at that point, you know, that it's like, you know what I mean? Yeah. You didn't need it. You don't need it at that point. That's the goal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Can you get term like later in your life? Absolutely. But it's just going to cost you more money than it does if you get it in your like 30s and your
What does financially set look like to you?
Whew. You know, it's really funny. Like you used to think $1 million is a lot of money. It's just really not. You know what I mean? It would be great to see that in my banking account right now. Realistically, though, it's not there. You know, it's not even close. So,
but even you said that's not enough.
It's not enough to live on, you know, like long term. And it really has to be, dude. Cash dollars are great, but dude, it's got to be invested in like property and investments and stuff like that. Whether from investments in property, stocks, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Crypto market.
I really want to get into real estate bad.
Dude, I think
like Airbnb.
Oh
that's
yeah.
what I want.
So something nicer because most like whenever you think rentals, like a lot of times you think of those little like 1,000 square foot, like little junkers, you know,
but
or
it's
something.
like, let's just say it's $1,000 a month. That's 12,000. Then you have the overhead of it. Like there's a lot.
Yeah.
But dude, you do Airbnb. It's like
you could
$400 a night.
It's got to be a nice place in the right location.
I think we're in a pretty good location that we could get Airbnbs pretty easy. We're out by the beach. I mean, people are looking for them all the time.
No, I'm saying to get $400 a night. You're not getting $400 a night for your house or my house. Nah.
Yeah, but they spend 3 nights there. You're back up to almost $1,000 for 3 days.
Yeah.
Compared to like,
I'm saying like
rent.
Location matters a lot for that kind of stuff.
For sure. I mean, you would have to decor the place out, like make it look super nice. But that to me is a better investment than a rental home. I would
Airbnb. It's a good idea.
For sure. Partners. It's like, you're not financial.
No, we're not into the podcast. Do that later. We'll high five at the end and that'll.
No, but Dee's like talking about like we really like we don't even own our own home, but we would rather get assets to pay for the liabilities and just start like
Jake, you gotta own your own home.
I know we want to.
What's keeping you from doing that right now? That is a financial security thing. It's massive.
No, I know. We need to just do that. Like we're on the track to repairing credit and all that stuff. So
Okay. Dude, I would seriously talk to a realtor or talk to a loan officer now and find out where you need to be. I can hook you up with that person. Seriously.
Cool. Sounds good to me.
Today. Because like you're literally going.
Oh, I know.
With money.
No, I know.
You know what I mean?
There's no
return on your investment at all.
I've never had a home, so we've rented our whole lives.
You gotta take care of that. That would be like priority number 1 for me if I was you.
Yeah.
Like want to become financially more secure.
We really are.
You got to figure that one out.
Yeah.
You're probably going to move to like out of state or something. Hey, we found a house. It's in Missouri.
Like, thanks still.
I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. So anyway, so we talked spiritual, financial. We got I mean, I can comb through that a little bit and we can make some goals, but the fact that we're talking about it and knowing that we need to put it into action. So what is a daily thing? Just give me one daily thing I can do financially. Are you talking about the percentage wise or
absolutely
the savings account?
Yeah. 1%.
Should start there.
I got to start doing that again too, even here, because I don't do it here.
Yeah.
I did it when I was building, but I'm not doing it.
When you do it, do you do it for your business and yourself? Like you set both sides up?
No. It was like for that 1% thing, it was like everything that came in through the business, it was set aside. You know what I mean? So not,
and then not your personal stuff.
No, it was just regular savings and stuff like that. Yeah.
So regular savings, do you just dump whatever you want into it? What do you do for that?
It's easier if you have a set amount because then it's no question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, it's this much, 10%.
And it's important to do that as the payments come in higher because then you're growing with your, like, you know what I'm saying?
It becomes, if you start, well, okay, think of it this way, right? It's always easier to learn when you have less. So when it's more, it's like already established.
Right.
Because think of it this way, like let's say you got for whatever reason, you got $100,000. You want to take 10 grand and put it away? You're like, no, man, I got plans. You know what I mean? You're like, I want to buy my house.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I don't want to put that 10 grand away. You know what I mean? But that would be the right thing to do.
I would love to do that, actually.
Okay.
I'm like the opposite. I'd love to put money back.
So what I'm saying though is like if you already established it on the little, on the little income things, then it's easier to do. Same thing with tithing. You know what I mean? Like if you learn to do it when you're a kid, it's way easier to do when you're an adult. You know, when you're getting $100 every 2 weeks or something, you know, for little side jobs or whatever it is, you know, mowing somebody's yard, kind of stuff. Yeah.
All right, and then we talked about the food a little bit.
Did we?
I mean, what would give me?
I think the simplest thing for you to do right now, like
you do macros.
No, simpler than macros for you.
Go gluten free.
No, I think
I get jacked up on that stuff.
I think it's literally.
I really feel like that's a big problem.
Is don't have it in your house. Little Debbie does not exist in your home. She's not allowed. She's not allowed in your bed anymore.
I gotta go home. There's a bunch of Debbies everywhere.
You know what I'm saying though? It's the fact of it's available.
Yeah.
And it makes it so easy. It's no different than me and the Doritos. Like last night, literally in the store, I'm like walked by the Doritos, looked at them. Dang it.
So if you had a brand new bag of Doritos right now, what would you do at your house?
I would eat them.
Yeah. So Little Debbie, we got a date tonight.
That's what I'm saying though. Why? Because I built this thing for me. I'll be sitting at the computer programming a workout. And let me grab a handful of Doritos. And it's become a habit over probably the last 2 weeks.
I'm going to lie though. That sounds
2
pretty
weeks.
good.
2 weeks. Literally the last 2 weeks I've had Doritos, probably at least a handful every day for 2 weeks straight.
Dude, Doritos and PB&J's.
Stop it, Jake.
So good.
It is so good.
You do that too?
Yes. On my
peanut butter and jelly.
On.
Either way, it don't matter. But those two combined.
Oh man, it's a deadly combo.
I could eat. All
right, so Little Debbie, no more Little Debbies in the house. It's that simple. And I mean, if Dee's on board, you got to be like, D, we can't buy it.
Dee's more good on her eating, I would think, than me. But
she seems more disciplined at it.
She would be.
She would be if you would let her.
No, she is. She is. I just eat wherever she wants to go. So then I eat that.
Yeah.
Which Chick-fil-A doesn't really. I mean, they have healthy choices, but dude, I'm not gonna eat healthy choices at Chick-fil-A. I'm sorry. I'm not passing up on a sandwich.
So let's talk. Okay, this is a good time for me to bring this. This is a good time to talk about that for goals with when it comes to like weight, or whatever your goal is. Whenever it comes to like physical health. Okay, there's like different things for everybody has different goals when it comes to this, because not everybody wants to lose, let's say 20 pounds like Jake does. Some people want to put on 20 pounds. You know what I mean?
Help them out.
You're going to introduce them to Debbie. You're like, listen, I'm cleaning out Little Debbie from my house. She's got to move out. She can move into your house. So no, it's a good time to kind of touch on this. Like, what is your goals, right? Because not everybody needs to lose 20 pounds. Some people need to gain 20 pounds. Some people need to lose 100 pounds, whatever it is, right? There's all kinds of different goals, right? So for you, you need to eat less calories, period.
Yeah.
It's that simple. And the easiest way to do that is to cut the junk first.
Yeah.
Right? You cut out Little Debbie's and you're cutting out 500 calories probably or more a day.
Yeah.
So let's start there. Simple. Cut the Little Debbie's, right? Boom. That's 500 calories. You're losing weight. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
That simple. Okay. The person who needs to put on weight, right? Like they need to eat more calories.
Yeah.
That's simple.
Debbie's though.
Maybe.
Really? I mean, people do that?
Yeah. So I'm not encouraging people to eat Little Debbie's, don't get me wrong, but they just need to eat more calories. So you need to be a calorie deficit, someone who's trying to gain weight and maybe, if it's like muscle specific, like, dude, I want to put on muscle mass, like 10 pounds of muscle mass.
Protein?
You got to have more protein, period. You know what I mean? And then let's say your goals are to perform better in workouts. You want to feel better in workouts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Energy levels,
you got to clean up your carb source. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Carbohydrates fuel your workouts. So rice, potatoes, these types of things, and not Little Debbie.
Are you looking at your food as fuel, not pleasure?
Except for Doritos lately. No, most of my meals, I'm thinking, okay, it has...
Because I wonder if my thing is a mindset shift.
Some of it is for me.
To be.
Yeah, some of it is for me too. Like I enjoy eating certain things, but some of those things I'm also like I've developed where I've like found things that I enjoy that are also beneficial. Like one of my favorite go-to snacks is a bowl of fruit with and Greek yogurt.
Yeah.
It's got good protein in it and it's loaded with healthy carbs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're like have dairy problems, then it's a little bit of an issue, but for me, it's like a go-to snack. I have that almost every single day as a snack.
Yeah.
Fruit, yogurt, good protein source, clean carbs, versus me eating a handful of Doritos, right? Because I can get the carbohydrates for sure, but I feel like garbage afterwards.
Yeah.
So you have Jake who needs to lose 20 pounds. Let's just go with that. You got to take in less calories. Someone putting on weight, specifically muscle mass, it's got to be more protein, probably some carbohydrates too, just to bump it up. Someone trying to just be generally healthier, right?
Yeah.
They don't really like, hey, my weight's fine. I don't really need to gain or lose weight. I really don't care. Then it's about the quality of food you eat, right?
Yeah.
Dude, are you taking in as many variations of vegetables as you can? Are you eating good, clean protein sources, right? Because, you can drink protein shakes all day and get a ton of protein, right? But it's not the same as eating chicken and fish and occasionally, some steak and stuff like that, right?
Why occasionally? Is steak not good or what?
No, it's not that it's bad. No, it's good. It's good. It's just fattier. So if you're trying to track your macros, typically then you'd stay away. But I don't want to get deep dive into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, steak's great. Clean protein sources. You know what I mean? So if you're trying to be healthy, like your goal is to be just healthier, it's got to be your sources of food have to be non-processed foods. Like as soon as you start diving into processed foods, your quality of health takes a dive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's lunch meats and stuff. Bad, right?
Especially if it's lunch meats, it's like cured in like you buy in the bag and like you open up, it's all filled with juice and stuff.
Yeah, that's bad.
Well, yeah, it's a preservative.
Yeah.
If you're going to eat lunch meat, it needs to be like freshly cut from the deli, stuff like that.
So you can eat lunch meat that way?
Yeah, like ham, turkey.
I didn't know that.
It's a lot better than doing like the
lunch
packaged.
Meat in general was no go.
Think about it's not as good as eating a chicken breast.
Yeah, but like if they cut a ham off of like a smoked ham or something like that, is that what they do?
Way better.
So that's like still like eating just a cooked ham. Right? So there's no preservatives in that stuff from the deli meat. Or from the deli.
The expiration date is usually within a week.
Sweet. Well, I didn't know that, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's probably stupid, but I just...
Way better. Way better than doing like a packaged ham from, that's on the rack, that you pull off, slide off, and it's usually have some preservative in it to make it last for 2-3 weeks.
Well, that just opened up my eating right there. I love sandwiches. Like, I love sandwiches, but I could do like a gluten-free bread which that tastes like garbage, but if you like toast it, it's fine. Yeah. That with some like turkey or some ham. Man,
yeah. Let's go, Jake. There you go. Simple tip. Sandwiches.
There it is. Saved my life right then.
And throw some lettuce on it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Jake, so we're going to start setting our alarm. Well, I'm already up.
Yeah, you are.
So for me, it's really like when I get home and I get Cambry, like she gets up and starts her day, me taking time right then. That's when I have to do it.
Yeah.
Because normally it's like I can either lay down for a few minutes and then I got to get Briley up and stuff. So it's it's really not, it's 20 minutes, you know what I mean? Anyways, or I'll just be like, well, I'm awake. I'll watch like a few minutes of a show or hop on the computer and try to take care of something. You know what I mean? I kind of turn it into a work time or, leisure time. Dude, it's super simple for me to turn that into God time.
Okay.
Easy peasy. For me, on the financial side, I'm going to start doing the 1% again. Got to. Yeah. Everything I bring in, 1%. Tuck it away. Never touch it.
You put that in a different bank?
Totally separate account. Same bank, just a separate account.
Yeah.
Like you just take it, move it over to another account. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then eating wise, you're not doing anything right now, are you? Are you eating healthy, clean, all this? Well, not the Doritos, so probably not.
I would say I'm 80-20 right now.
But you're kind of always doing something clean.
Yeah, like I've been cleaner. I've been cleaner, been way worse. I'm like probably around. I'm like at the 80-20 stage right now, where the majority of my food intake is clean, and then there's some processed junk. And now the Doritos are gone. Cut them out again.
My stomach is rumbling right now.
You hungry?
I'm starving.
I'm going to go home, like for real. I'm having for lunch today salmon, potatoes, and I think it was asparagus.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
I've had 2 oranges already.
Oh, no.
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's not good.
I know.
It's a good source of
protein.
Well, it's a good source right after you work out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no protein in that.
No.
Oh, so your turn. What are yours?
For what?
Oh, wait. I already told you about food.
We're kind of that together, aren't we?
No, well, are they? Are we doing the same thing?
Yeah.
We're doing the same thing. You're going to cut out Little Debbie's. Cutting out Little Debbie's.
Yeah.
Completely?
Yeah, I mean, we have to, I think.
Yeah. Don't make them available.
Yeah, you can't flirt with Little Debbie and
can't
go
flirt
away.
Yeah.
You got to eat it every
Then financially, you're going to start trying the 1% thing? Just try it.
Yeah.
Every time you receive a payment, take away 1%.
Yeah. Man, see, I have that tendency though, like, why not 5? Why not 10? Like, I just want to like go.
I'm not talking about like savings. I'm talking about like a totally separate savings.
I know. So
like
not
it's
savings
like
account, just 1% going somewhere else. Then we start breaking the percentages down.
Yep.
Okay.
And then pray and read your Bible every day.
Yeah.
Boom! We're done.
Sounds like a plan.
That was good, Jake.
Yeah. I like that.
Hopefully we help some people understand like how to set goals.
Yeah.
And how to break them down and make them simple. Start simple, start small. Like, yes, you have this big giant goal, but you got to change one thing every single day.
Yeah.
Or that's something that you can do every day.
And like I'm having to like I said, because I have the tendency to want to add on huge things right at the bat. So if you struggle with that too, just listen to Dell. We'll start really small.
Really small.
That's more important than me failing in 2 weeks.
That's right.
Okay. I'm going to do it.
Awesome, man.
Okay.
Jake, that was fun. That was good.
Thanks for your help.
Okay.
Let's go buy an Airbnb.
Yeah, for real.
I want to.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, I'll start putting my 2% account. That's my real estate account.
Sounds good.
Get the old real estate account growing. All right. See ya.